Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. It's your favorite girl Favor. If this is your first time of coming across my YouTube channel, thank you so much for being here. On this YouTube channel, we learn how to turn void materials into a beautiful piece. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for coming back. Okay, for today we're going to be learning how to draft a bustier with a back princess dart, and this is going to be done on a free hand without any pattern. So if this is something that you're interested in, without wasting much of your time, let's head to the tutorial. So guys, for today's tutorial is going to be a full package. I will take you through the process of how I achieve a perfect bustier with a back princess dart and all the things I use in sewing them. Okay, and for this tutorial, we're not going to be making use of pattern. We're going to be making use of freehand because I want you to understand every detail of this tutorial. So for today, we're going to be making use of this paper stay. You know the normal stay. Now this is the paper one. You use this to iron on your interfacing. We're going to be making use of this wording or padded, whichever one you know it as. All right, and then we're going to be making use of this beautiful African print you're seeing here. Now the number of inches we're going to be using is going to be highest 3 yards. Okay, so we'll go ahead now and keep all this aside, and then we'll go straight to the tutorial. We're also making use of that zip you saw there, so we'll take this aside. Now this paper is folded, this lining is folded into two, so we'll take our basic bodies from our shoulder to our breast point, which is 10, our underbust 13, our tummy cut or waistline 16, and the full length of the blouse we're cutting today is 21, and I added extra 1 inches. So we'll go ahead and label this. Okay, do not mind that the video is fast forwarded because I want you to understand. After labeling this, then we'll just head straight to the cutting of the tutorial proper. Okay, I've gone ahead to label it now. We're going to go ahead and get our shoulder measurement. Our shoulder divided by 2, the one I'm working today is 16 divided by 2 give us 8. We'll mark it down here. Now still from our shoulder, we'll get our neckline. Now the neck width I'll be working with today is 3.5. I will mark that, and then the neck depth that I'm going to be working today is 6 inches because I want it to come down a bit, and we'll mark it down here, which is a 6 inch. And then from here now we'll go ahead and connect all those lines together. Remember I told you today we're going to be working with a free hand, no pattern, no ruler or any pattern paper. We're going to be working with a free hand. Now after connecting it from where we marked our shoulder, I will come down by 1 inch, which is going to be 7 as our shoulder slope. I will connect it from the neckline to the shoulder slope that we marked. Now after marking the shoulder slope, the next one we're going to get is our armhole depth. Now how to get your armhole is you divide your round bust circumference by 6 plus 1.5 inch allowance. Mine gave me 8 inches. Okay, so I will mark the 8 inches down here. I hope you understand. You divide your round bust circumference by 6 plus 1.5 inch. Now I will mark this, and then I will extend it, and from the shoulder slope we'll connect it to meet our armhole depth. Now from here we'll go ahead and divide this our armhole depth by 2. You can see the way I'm placing my tape here. We'll divide it by 2, and then we mark it here. Now where we're taking this mark, we'll come here now and then come in by 1/2 inch. This is to help our front armhole balance properly. Okay, after connecting this, now we'll go ahead now and divide our round bust now by 4. Okay, you see the way I marked mine. Now mine gave me 9. I will mark the 9 inches here. After marking the 9 inches, we'll connect from our shoulder here down to the round arm circumference. You can see how I connected it. Now this is what for this one. Now we'll go ahead and get our boot cut. Now our boot cut or your bust span, whichever one you call it, that's your nipple to nipple. Mine is 8 divided by 2 will give us 4. That is the 4 inches I'm marking down here. You can see it here. Now after marking it, we'll go ahead and connect it like so. Okay, now from this place where we've marked our armhole, we divided it into 2. We just go ahead and connect it from your breast point. You can see where I've marked it from my breast point down to the full length. Now we have gotten our curve. Now the next thing we're going to do right now is to get our princess bustier placement. Now from where we divided our armhole by 2, we'll come down again by 2 inches. You can see what I'm doing here. We'll come down again by 2 inches from there. Now we'll come up a bit by 1 inch. This is because I do not want to run out of fabric when we join this. So please pay attention. You can see now this is our new armhole curve, like so. You can see the way I'm connecting it like this. All right, so we'll go ahead now and get our dart. Now from our under bust, okay, now from our full length rather, we'll come out here by 2 inches. Extend these 2 inches all the way to our waistline, and then from our waistline here now to the under bust. You can see where I've marked I'm marking. We'll extend this now down to this under bust like so, and give it a straight line. Now this is what we're going to be doing with our freehand, because I want you to understand this. Remember, we came down by 2 inches down here. Now what we're going to do is to go ahead and give this a curve. You can see the way I'm curving this. All right, so this you can actually achieve this. I'm doing this on a freehand because I want you to really understand that you can achieve this curve without any curve rule or anything. Now you can see what we have a C curve down there. So the next thing we're going to do right now is to go ahead and get all our basic bodies. Now we'll go ahead and mark my round bust divided by 4. I will mark it here. Remember, it's 9 inches. I will mark the 9 inches here. Now the next thing, we'll go ahead and check our dart intake there, the space in between there, and then whatever we have 1 inch here. We'll go ahead and mark the 1 inch down here like so, and then we'll add extra 1 inch allowance or 2 inches allowance you're adding. I want this to have enough space. Then we'll go ahead and connect this like so and extend the armhole to that curve. Now from our under bust, you get your under bust circumference. Always measure your under bust circumference, whatever you have. Okay, now I refer that as my waist of shape. Okay, so I will go ahead and mark the same thing we did. I'll check my dart intake, I'll replace, and then I'll go ahead and add 1 inch allowance here because I'm going to be snatching my waist a little. Now my waist and my tummy, my under bust round circumference and my round tummy is the same thing. My waist measurement is the same thing. So whatever we did on that other waist is what we're going to do here. So the measurement still stands the same, 8 inches plus 2 inch where we take our dart from, and then I'll go ahead and mark 2 inch for sewing allowance as well. Okay, so I will mark 2 inch for sewing allowance, and then I will extend the line still. Now for this our full length, what we're going to be using, we're going to be making use of our round hip. My hip is 40 divided by 4 will give us 10. Then after marking the 10 inches, I will take this dart intake here. Okay, and then this gave me 2. I will mark down the 2 inches. After marking down the 2 inches, the next one we're going to do is also add 2 inch allowance, and then we'll go ahead and connect this like so. You can see the way I'm connecting it. Now you can see we eliminate the space in between, and the next one we're going to do right now is to go ahead and cut this out like so. Okay, wherever you see me cutting, please do well to cut wherever you see me cutting. This is straightforward. You can see how easy it is to draft a bustier. All right, so I'll go ahead and cut all of this, and then we'll go straight to the next step. Okay, so guys, I've gone ahead now to cut out the front, and this is the front pattern. Now we'll go ahead and take out the middle out. You can see what this looks like. Can see what it looks like. So I'll take this aside. Now I've gone ahead to mark the 2 inches for our zipper allowance. That is the chalk you're seeing there. That is the 2 inch. Now this is how, if you've been watching my tutorial, you know that this is how we manipulate to get our back princess dart. You see where this curve is? You just go ahead and place it on top of the front one. You can see the way I'm placing it. Always make sure that your line always tallies, and make sure it's equal down here. Okay, make sure it's equal down here at this point. Make sure it's always equal there. Now what we're going to do right now is to go ahead and trace it from where this our shoulder stopped. You can see where it is here, and then we'll just go ahead and give it a curve. Okay, this is just to make sure that we don't run out of excess fabric. Remember, we're going to be joining the bustier to the front pattern, so go ahead and trace it. So whatever you see me trace, this is the easiest and the simplest way to get a princess dart. If you notice, I love to have princess dart at the front back of my clothes. Whatever I'm working, I love the back princess dart. Okay, so this is how I get my princess dart. This is how I manipulate to get my princess dart. Now the next thing we're going to do right now is that we'll take away that back or that second back and then leave the center front here, and then we'll just go straight and extend all these lines starting from the breast point, under bust, and then our waistline. So after extending it now, guys, we'll go ahead and get our neck depth for the back pattern. Now the neck depth we're working with today is 4 inches. After marking the 4 inches, I will come from this our shoulder here and connect it to meet the neck depth for the back. You can see the way I'm connecting it like so. So after connecting this, now we'll go ahead and get our zipper allowance. Now please pay attention. Okay, now from this our neck here will come out here by 2 inches here. Will come here, then from our under bust here will come out here as well by 1 inch, and then from the full length will come out by 2 inches like so. You can see what I'm doing here. Please, this is how to eliminate any budginess on your zipper. Remember to always do this to avoid your zipper bulging out. Remember, here will come in here by 2 inches, here 1 inch, 2. Okay, so we have here 1, 2. Remember, we have what we have now is 2, 1, 2. So after doing this, now we'll go ahead and connect these lines together like so. You see, this is the easiest and the simplest way to get your back princess dart. Believe me, your back princess dart makes your clothes look more beautiful. If you haven't been trying this, just try this method for your back princess dart, and then you will see how beautiful back princess dart really works or looks on any clothes you're making. Okay, so this is how we're going to be cutting this out. Remember, our center front is still placed here because it's the center front we're going to use to get the back center. Okay, so wherever you see me cut is how you're going to cut it. Now you can see the difference between the back and the front pattern. You can see this have a curve and the other one does not have a curve. Also go ahead and cut out this like so. Remember, you're to do 2, 1, 2 to eliminate any budginess at the back of your clothes. Okay, now go ahead and connect all this like so. Guys, you see, this is what it looks like, the simplest and the easiest way to cut out a princess bustier with a back princess dart. Now this is the back pattern and then this is the front pattern. Let me turn this over so that you see what it looks like. See how beautiful it looks like. Now this lining is going to be serving as our interfacing, so I'm going to go ahead now and use this our interfacing to cut on the main fabric and on the interfacing and the estee and bring it back. So guys, I've gone ahead now to cut it. This is the estee. I've gone ahead to cut estee both for the main lining and the interfacing as well. Okay, so we'll keep this aside now. Now what we're going to do right now is I'll quickly explain to you how to cut your wording for your bustier. Okay, now for the bustier, what we're going to do right now is to go ahead and get our under bust measurement. Now from your shoulder points, you see where I've placed my tape. This is my shoulder, and then we'll go ahead and get our under bust measurements. My under bust is 13 inches. Okay, now we'll go ahead and mark this 13 inches. After marking this 13 inches, we'll just go ahead and use the scissors to give it a notch so that we'll know where we're going to be placing our wording. Okay, now we'll go ahead and open this front pattern up like so. Remember, this is the front pattern and then this is the center front. We are going to be placing our wording or padded. Now the how to identify where to gum on your fabric is for you to know the front and the back of your wording. The front place is meant to be shiny. That is where you're going to be gumming to the wrong part of your fabric. Remember, now from our neck depth for the center front will come down by either 1 inch or 2 inches. Okay, from here you can see where I did what I'm doing here, and they will come down by 1 inch or 2 inch or half inch allowance. Okay, after doing that, you place your wording and then we'll go ahead now and cut it down to our under bust. Just pay attention to where you will see me cut like so. This is the simplest way to get how to cut your wording for your bustier padding. Okay, now you can see the way I'm cutting it out. I'll go ahead and cut this out like so. All right, now guys, this is what it looks like. You can see this is what it looks like. Remember, the shiny face is meant to be facing on the wrong side of your fabric. Now for the center side, that is for the center front, the side that is going to be attaching at the center front. You remember we started our curve from your under bust. Now you see where I placed that curve from. You see the way the curve is there. Just place it directly where your curve started from, and then you're good to go. You just cut it and then extend it, and then just give it a nice curve at the back, like so. You can see what it looks like. Now remember, you also iron this on the wrong side of your fabric, and then the wording has to be the shiny side that you place on the wrong side of your fabric. Okay guys, so this is the simplest way to draft a bustier cutting and then all of that. So on our next tutorial, we're going to be learning how to join this pattern and how to iron it and what you use to iron your pattern. See you on my next tutorial.